AFox, and today I thought I would give you a bit of an update on how my interview went, because the other day I uploaded a video where I told you about what was going on Friday, and so today is the day I thought I would tell you about what happened, seeing as it's the day after. So, crazy that it's the day after. Wow, I don't know why I explained it like that. Anyway, so my interview, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So first of all, I woke up really early because I had to travel for quite a few hours to get there, which was really tiring because I'm used to not getting up till like 11 o'clock, maybe later. So yeah, that was quite knackering. But apart from that, it was okay, I guess, the journey. We didn't get stuck in traffic, which is always a plus. I don't you think it's just like a great thing when you don't have to sit in traffic for hours? But yeah, so we got there all fine. We walked around a little bit. We found a nice cafe once we got parked up in the car park. And there are many, many cafes in this place. This area is filled with them, which is great because I love tea and I love chocolate and cakes and hot chocolate and oh, it's just great. So I'm going to spend all my life there if I go. But anyway, so I went to this little cafe, I got myself a nice lemon drizzle cake and a nice cup of tea, as usual, and then we headed over to the building where it was. I signed in, I had to give them some photo ID, give them my certificates for my college degrees. Oh, they're not degrees, I wish I had degrees. I will have a degree, hopefully, if they let me in. But yeah, so I gave them these things and then they told me to sit down. I got there quite early because I was a little paranoid we wouldn't find where we were meant to be. So I had like a 20-minute sit down and wait with a bunch of other people, and there were so many other people there because some people were coming for a different course, like photography, fine art, architecture, I think was the other courses there. So there was quite a few different things going on, and some people brought in huge folders, like massive, like bigger than A3 size folders, and they were just crazy. So they were quite they put me off a little bit. They made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. But luckily half those people weren't for my course. Eventually when the lady came and called us out, there were 4 other guys that came and stood up along with me. So there was us 5, and then later on another girl came in. She was a little tiny bit late, which is a bit of an awkward situation, I think, especially if you're coming to an interview. You don't want to be turning up late, that sort of thing. But yeah, so the interview was great. We came into the room, we set up our stuff, we got given 5 minutes to present our work, and then we had to leave the room, and we all had to sit down around the table and chat, and it was great because we all loved the same thing. So we all just sat and talked about games for ages. The first question, of course, had to be, what is your favourite video game? And I, of course, replied with The Last of Us. But if we're talking all time, then I gave them a Jack and Dexter because that game is just amazing. So we all just talked about games for a while, and then we got called in 2 at a time to come and talk about our work. So the examiners came in and had a look at our work whilst we were sitting around this table, and they just looked at everything and got what they wanted, I guess. I don't really know what they did, but they came and asked us questions, and the lady was very nice to me. She was very, very kind. She basically just asked me a set of questions which everyone gets asked, like, why did you want to study at this place, and what is it you want to do in gaming industry, like why did you want to do it, and what's the most proudest piece of work that you've got here to show us. And I did all that. I told her all those things and stuff like that. I was a little bit awkward because I'm not very good at communicating with people sometimes, although when I was talking to all these new people I was surprisingly really chatty. Now I'm kind of thinking that YouTube might have been helping that I can communicate and say what I like and feel confident, especially where it's stuff to do with gaming, so that's quite nice. But anyway, moving on. After my interview, I left and we went and walked around the town area, so I got a bit familiar with the location that I'd be living in if I was to go here. And it is so pretty. It's filled with lots of like quirky old styled buildings, like Victorian stuff, and small old shops and a lot of vintage stores, and there's a massive game store there, which is great. And there's a lot of crafts and art stuff, which is also really good, and lots of restaurants and lots of places for food. So I'm pretty sorted, really. And to top it off, there's a market, and on that market there is an army gear store. How amazing. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys soon, but until then, bye.